Accustom. She could not accustom herself to a hot climate in Africa. Ankle. Human beings and all other animals that have feet and legs have ankles. Bachelor. The young bachelor will soon be taking a wife. Border. When we went camping, we put up our tents on the border of the lake. Calm. Mother's calm behavior made the frightened child quiet. Chew. You should chew your food well before you swallow it. Complex. The instructions for building the radio were so complex that we could not follow them. Consolidate. Britain is trying to consolidate her position in the North Atlantic. Crawl. The wounded soldier tried to crawl back to the tent. Decent. You need decent clothes when you go to church. Part 2. Despair. A feeling of despair came over him as the boat sank deeper in the water. Distress. Her husband has just died and she is in great distress. Edge. Don't put the glass on the edge of the table. It may get knocked off. Enterprise. Building the steel manufacturing company is a great enterprise. Export. Last year, our exports exceeded our imports in value. Fasten. He fastened the pages together with a pen. Flesh. A fat man has much more flesh than a thin man. Fund. That fund will be used for the expenses of the poor people. Graduate. Her brother graduated from Harvard University last year. Heal. The medicine and rest will soon heal your wound. Part 3. Illustrate. The teacher compared the heart to a pump to illustrate its function. Insist. She insisted that she was right. Jar. A jar has a wide mouth and sometimes has 2 handles. Lane. He was driving his car down the narrow lane in a town. Loan. He asked his brother for a small loan to buy a house. Maple. We have a maple in our yard. Mingle. It is not easy for him to mingle with people because he is very shy. Muscle. You can develop your arm muscle by playing tennis. Object. A dark object moved between me and the door. Object. He stood up and objected in strong language. Origin. Ancient Greece is often called the origin of Western civilization. Part 4. Parlor. The parlor was crowded with many people during the party. Perceive. I soon perceived that I could not change his mind. Poisonous. Some plants have poisonous roots or fruits. Previous. I can't go for I have a previous engagement. Province. Most countries are divided into several provinces. Recommend. The doctor recommended that she should stay in bed for a week. Replace. Most telephone operators have been replaced by dial telephones. Ridiculous. It would be ridiculous to speak ill of one's parents in public. Shift. The wind shifted from east to west. Slip. She slipped on the ice and hurt her hand. He inserted a slip marking his place in the book. Part 5. Sphere. All points on the surface of a sphere are equally distant from the center. Startle. I was startled at the news of his death. Stroke. The strokes of the church bell awakened us. Suspicion. The young man is under suspicion of murder. Temple. The people went to the temple to pray. He had a cut on his right temple. Toad. Toads have shorter legs and are generally clumsier than frogs. Troublesome. He is the most troublesome person in our class. Vessel. Empty vessels make the most sound. The mark on her skin was caused by broken blood vessels. The port of London is filled with vessels of all kinds. Web. A spider captures small insects with its web. Yell. His yell of anger could be heard in the next room. During the game, the students often yelled with cheers.